Flint, Michigan is in a federal state of emergency.
If I was a parent up there, I would be beside myself.
For almost 2 years, many people in this Rust Belt city about 60 miles north of Detroit have been consuming tap water contaminated with lead. Lead is a powerful neurotoxin, and lead poisoning can cause skin lesions, hair loss, vision loss, memory loss, depression, and lifelong health effects. And even at low levels, developing children, like those in Flint, are at risk of brain damage and learning disabilities. So how did the Flint water crisis come about? It stems from an attempt to cut costs. Flint has 100,000 residents, with 41% below the poverty line. In 2011, a state-appointed emergency manager was put in place to save the city money. One solution? Cheaper water. In April 2014, Flint stopped purchasing water from Detroit, switching the water source from Lake Huron to the local Flint River. People raised red flags immediately. The water smelled, tasted, and looked funny. But officials assured everyone it was safe. Soon some residents noticed weird ailments like rashes and hair loss. A General Motors plant stopped using the water because they worried it would damage their car parts. Again, officials said everything was fine.
I think one of the things we have to figure out as a community is whose test are we going to trust?
But evidence that something was wrong kept mounting. A leaked Environmental Protection Agency report, independent studies confirming high levels of lead in water, and research by a Flint pediatrician showing that the percentage of the city's kids with elevated lead levels had doubled. In October 2015, a year and a half later, local and state officials acknowledged the crisis and the city returned to water from Detroit. The National Guard arrived to help distribute bottled water, filters, and testing kits, but the damage to the people in the pipes had been done. It turned out the river water was extremely corrosive, and like other older cities, Flint has water service lines that contain lead. The caustic water leached lead off of the pipes and into Flint homes. The water should have been properly treated with an anti-corrosion agent, but it wasn't. The EPA's action level for water with lead is 15 parts per billion, meaning steps must be taken to address the issue, but there is no safe amount of lead exposure. One study tested more than 270 homes and found around 40% with levels above 5 parts per billion. Several had over 100 parts per billion. Many activists believe the fault lies at all levels of government: the former mayor's office, the Michigan Department of Environmental Quality, Governor Rick Snyder, and even the EPA. The governor apologized.
To you, the people of Flint, I say tonight, as I have before, I am sorry and I will fix it.
But for many, that doesn't cut it.
A man who acts that irresponsibly should not stay in power.
And I think every single American should be outraged.
We have a governor that knew that toxins, pollutants, and eventually lead was leaching into the water and being sent into the taps of people's homes.
The people of Flint and beyond are ready to hold those responsible accountable, with class action lawsuits and investigations to find out how this problem was ignored. So as the city tries to get the funding needed and those impacted attempt to move forward, when it comes to the Flint water crisis, at least you can say, now I get it.